Love Ultra Radio, the modern R&B mix show. I am the DJ. I am the host. Every year, I have to remind some of my listening audience about the Atlanta Jazz Fest. Like literally one of the largest free outdoor. Did I mention free? Here in the United States, definitely based at Piedmont Park. Salute to the city of Atlanta, Office of Cultural Affairs, Fulton County Arts Committee. Like, there's a lot of people, but we have another interview today. Come on now. Jazz is not just regular jazz. So our host and our guest is not just another guest. Day two, she will be taking the stage, main stage, big stage. We're going to ask her about that main stage right now. Miss Andromeda, Miss Turre, how are you?
I am wonderful, and I'm so excited to be here with you.
Thank you very much. Listen, I know you're moving around. Let's figure it out from day one. How are you feeling? We were moving through different cities, countries, and states. How is advertising, marketing, and promoting your album? How's life?
Life is good. I'm blessed to do what I love for a living. So I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to do that and to share love through my music. I love to travel. So, getting to come to Atlanta, it's one of my favorite cities. I have a lot of family down in Atlanta. So my grandfather was born in Georgia. Like, I'm ready to be at the Atlanta Jazz Festival. Promoting and marketing my album, I hired a publicist. That's not. I can't do it. I can write the music, arrange the music, sing the music, play the crystal bowls, like direct the band, conduct the band. Promotion, it's too much.
There we go. There we go. And putting time. Let's talk about time. The time and the effort into
Mhm.
creating a record, series
Yeah.
of musical feats. How long does
Yeah.
it take to make an album, in your opinion?
Well, it depends. This particular album that I'll be performing at the Atlanta Jazz Festival, we recorded it in 2 days, but it took me over a year to do the music and to prepare because I spent most of that time interviewing communities that are at the intersection of harm due to climate change as well as harm due to the remnants of systems like redlining and colonization. And so that's all what inspired the project. So that all of that together took me about a year.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we speak to the polished professional and then sometimes the novice. And it's all about this thing that we call music. People are going to be hearing, as you said, this album or pieces of this album at the Atlanta Jazz Fest live music. So your
Yeah.
intention to record was to make sure I'm getting all my musicians recorded properly so that when we do perform, you guys are going to hear it the most authentic way.
Oh, yeah. And we're bringing some incredible musicians down from New York. I'm coming with my crystal bowls. We're going to start the concert with a sound bath, get everybody feeling nice, go into the music. And yeah, we're going to go on a journey.
There we go. It's a journey. Live music. Let's talk to the children. This
Okay.
is going to be in a public park, Piedmont Park. Great park. Great stage. Big stage. We're going to be hearing live music. How important is that to you? Explaining that live music for children of under 12 is great.
Well, I grew up with live music. Both of my parents are musicians, so it's kind of just normal to me to be at concerts my whole life. I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. One of
Jazz
them
mom.
is 5 and the other one is 13. And so, my kids also grew up listening to music, and I think it's a way to see into other people's worlds, build empathy, calm your nervous system, have fun. And my show is very child friendly. I'm going to, at several points during the show, invite the audience to sing with me, to dance. And so, bring your kids. If they're running around screaming, it doesn't bother me. My kids are always running around screaming.
I love it. I love it. The album From the Earth
Yeah.
is a jazz suite. Please explain that. It's an album. It's a lot more than that. What is a jazz suite?
Well, it's not. When I composed it, I wasn't like, oh, I got to write a song that's going to be good for radio, that'll make the Spotify playlist. I wasn't thinking in terms of singles and popularity. I wanted to tell a story from beginning to end. So there's 14 tracks on the album, and it's in 4 sections: earth, sky, sea, and ice. And so you start in earth and you get to hear from a community that I interviewed a woman who is a farmer. And then we go into the sky. I talked to an environmental activist out in West Oakland, California. Then we go to the sea. I talked to an educator in Puerto Rico. And then we go to the ice. We're going way up to an indigenous community in northern Canada. And so I'm taking people on a full journey, and all of the songs connect and they all speak to each other. So that's why it's a suite and not just like, here's a song.
And going a little bit more into detail, we're going to go over 2 or 3 tracks. Not just a vocalist, Miss Turre, not just a composer. How do you balance your passion, your love? Like, I kind of really, I got to sing a little more on this one. No, just enough.
Yeah, I mean, musically, this album, I always say, was not about me. It was about creating space for the activists that I interviewed, some of which you hear the interview excerpts on the tracks. And so making sure that not only my singing, but all of the musicians weren't overpowering this really important statement that was being made in terms of like balancing work and like mom life in a very tangible way. I'm tired. Okay, there's no secrets. There are no secrets. It's hard. There
Yeah.
are days where I feel like I'm constantly failing at everything, and then my kids will give me a hug and it's fine. You got to keep going.
There we go. There we go. We're going to crown you the second jazz mom. For our listeners, they're going to know what that means. There's a previous jazz mom. She did great.
Yeah.
So the second jazz mom here. One of the tracks, Miss Margaret's Lamont.
Yes.
Um, let's go into a little bit of detail on that. There's advocacy in there.
Mhm.
There's empathy in what she's speaking about. I'm going to let the listeners get into that. But haven't we passed all those eras of awareness? We already know there's certain things hurting our children, specifically hurting certain areas.
Yeah.
A track like this keeps bringing it up again. Yeah, there's awareness that we're really troubling our children specifically.
Yeah, I think that that's the burden of climate change, is that a lot of people that are our age, that are adults, that are parents, that are grandparents, are like, it's not going to affect them, or they don't see the effects if they don't live in a community like Miss Margaret's community.
Mhm.
And they maybe don't realize what could be in store for their children or their grandchildren. And I see a community like Miss Margaret's, who's kind of on the front lines of this, as
Mhm.
like ringing the alarm, like this is happening right now today in her
Mhm.
community, and if we're not careful, this is what earth is going to be like, and this is what all of our children and all of our grandchildren and great grandchildren and great great grandchildren are going to have to deal with. So that's why I felt it was really important to keep bringing it up, as you say.
All right, Miss Andromeda Turre. We only have her for a couple of minutes here. Love Ultra Radio. This jazz for change. Okay, some people just want you. Why don't you just make some jazz, some entertainment? Why you always gotta educate everybody on these
It
songs?
is entertaining. The music is very entertaining. The arrangements are beautiful. If you don't want to dive into it as like a statement piece, just listen to the music. It's still good music. You don't have to be there looking for like some big aha moment. You can literally just dance and sing and feel good and enjoy the music, because zero parts of this album is about shaming people. Zero parts of this album are about making people feel bad about their actions, or, well, actually, I take that back. If you personally are like one at the head of one of these mega conglomerates that keeps choosing profit over people and planet, then yes, I do come for you in one song. But if you're not, the rest of the album is really about unity. It's about us coming together. It's about all of these different communities and voices saying we are one humanity, and love is what's going to see us through. I really see it as an album about love, universal love, not romantic love.
There we go. Right here, Love Ultra Radio. One word
Hmm.
that some people on this platform have an answer for. When you hear the word, you reply as best you can. The word is representation.
Hmm.
What does it mean to you?
In one word,
Or the word representation, what does
what
that
does that
word
mean to
mean to
me?
you?
It means visibility for more than one type of perspective. It means listening. It means opening your heart. And it means making space and creating space.
There we go. You're creating space. someone was separating, whether it's the institutions or not. There's supposed to be a cohesiveness between art, music, visual artists, musicians. You're creating some of those spaces. How important is it for you to join back any visual artist with any musician?
I actually did a whole gallery show for From the Earth where I collaborated with painters, photographers, sculptors, all kinds of different visual artists, and we literally did a gallery installation that sort of told an expanded version of the research that I did. In addition to the interviews, I did a lot of research, and we creatively shared it. We had interactive pieces for kids, we had a guided meditation room, and the music from the album existed as a sound installation for this like museum gallery experience. So I definitely hear you and co-sign. Art and music should always go hand in hand.
Always go hand in hand. One of the
Mhm.
tracks on your album, The Geosphere.
Yeah.
Tell us about the musicians playing on the track.
Oh, yes. Well, that song starts with me playing the crystal bowl. That's that sort of humming sound that you hear. And there, the first instrument that you hear is a woman named Chen Chen Lu on the marimba. And that's a wooden instrument. I was very specific about having wood tones for the earth movement. And so you also hear the piano, which is a wooden instrument. You hear the acoustic bass, which is a wooden instrument. And you hear drums. Of course, we need the rhythm. So those are the instruments. It's Gene Lake on drums, Richie Goods on bass, and Elu on piano on that track.
There she goes. There she goes. She's very knowledgeable, very intent, mindful about what she wants as a composer. After a while, as you said, it gets kind of daunting. Studio hours, talk to the PR. Now we got to do interviews. You still like to be in the driver's seat, in control of all those aspects.
It's not that I necessarily like it, it's that I feel called to do it. Being able to compose a piece of music like From the Earth, where I have the opportunity to share this beautiful message of love and awareness, is a privilege. And so it doesn't ever feel like it's an obligation to do interviews. I feel that I was called to create this music and bring it into the world. And it's was my duty to write it and my duty to share it.
There you go. Her duty to bring more awareness, even when it's cold. You're coming to Hot Atlanta for the Atlanta Jazz Fest.
I can't wait.
One of the songs, the Cryosphere,
Mhm.
basically is like a song about the Arctic areas
Mhm.
talking to one another. So can you
Yeah.
explain that to a 5-year-old who might be at the Atlanta Jazz Fest?
So if you're a 5-year-old coming to the Atlanta Jazz Festival, my song Cryosphere is about a glacier that is melting, and I actually went inside a glacier that was melting, and to me, it seemed like the glacier was very sad about the fact that it was melting, and so I wrote this song as if I was the glacier and I was melting and felt sad.
Only got two more questions. Two more questions. Yeah, this is doing good. We're doing good.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, again, ladies and gentlemen, bring your children. Just want to reiterate,
Please.
bring your children. Atlanta Jazz Fest, day 2, 7 p.m. is the time. We're expecting great weather. Explain again, as a mother, bringing your children out to these events. As you said, let them go free. Or I only want to teach them music in the schools with structure and discipline. What's the balance of let them play around with music or no, you kind of really got to go to Juilliard?
There's a time for work and there's a time for play. And children learn through play. Yes, if they're coming and they're instrumentalists that are learning an instrument, you got to practice. But you also need to see how that practice pays off. You also need to see the potential of what you could be doing. And I think coming to something like Atlanta Jazz Festival and seeing some of the best musicians in the world on that stage, look at all of the other artists on the lineup for all 3 days. Like, let your kids see what is possible instead of like sitting in a practice room practicing etudes is great, but it's not that inspiring as a kid who sat in a practice room practicing etudes. Like going to a concert and being like, oh, now I see that piano player has that left hand facility that I'm working on. Okay, I'm going to go back and practice.
Right.
They feed each other.
There you go. They feed each other. The last track we're going to just briefly touch on has a great piano in the beginning. Talk about critical mass.
Oh, that's Elu on the piano. He is incredible. My favorite living pianist on the earth. I love Elu. He's also a great friend. This song is the very last song on the album, and it is my dream someday to stand on a big stage and have a concert that's coordinated around the entire world where people everywhere are singing along this song with me, just to put that love out into the earth. And I'm excited to hopefully have thousands of people singing it with me at the Atlanta Jazz Festival, this beautiful mantra of love.
There we go. Sunday, May 25th, 2025. That's day 2. You come all 3 days. Make sure you come there on day 2.
At 7.
At 7, yeah. And listen, Atlanta City, they handle it properly. So please space yourself out. The
That's
park
right.
is usually capacity. So enjoy a full day, full weekend, Memorial weekend of entertainment. Thank you for taking the time, young lady.
My honor to be here.
We only have one more question before we let you move forward.
Okay.
Some things you like, some things you love. There's something that you love ultra, it's the ultimate love. Miss Andromeda Turre, what do you love?
My family. My family. Everything I do is really for them, to make the world better for them, to make space for them. And I love humanity.
There you go. There's never a wrong answer right here. Love Ultra Radio. I will see you in Atlanta.
I'll see you in Atlanta. Find me and say
Perfect.
hi.